key broke off in the lock of the building. So, happily, the singing strings are going to fill it in for us. So we'll just give them a few more minutes and we'll start up here and be ready to go. But unfortunately, the PEI Regiment Band is not going to be able to join us this evening. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. It is a joy to welcome you on behalf of the Kirk of St. James. And I have one quick announcement before we begin. If you are looking for the washrooms during the service, you go out the door over here, go out to the big hall and take a right, and that will lead you down to our washrooms. And also a reminder, if you have phones with you, to set them to silent. We hope you enjoy the service this evening. And now it's my great honor to introduce you to the Vice President of the Royal Commonwealth Society of Prince Edward Island and the Master of Ceremonies, Bruce Ferguson.
Good evening, everyone. Unfortunately, the band is not going to be able to make it. The locksmith is there, but they're having difficulty opening the door. So graciously, the Singing Strings has agreed to fill in for them, and I know everything's going to go just great. First of all, I'd like to extend a sincere thank you to Reverend Henderson Bolton for kind words of welcome. I also extend a very special thank you to the session, the Kirk of St. James, for granting us permission to use this beautiful church for the 2026 Commonwealth Day observance and celebration. It's a great pleasure to welcome everyone here this evening to this celebration of Commonwealth Day for 2026. And I was going to say I have one request to turn off your cell phones, but Amanda already covered that up for me. Awesome, thank you. I ask you now to please stand, if you are able, for the presentation of the national, provincial, and Commonwealth flags by the Cadet Color Party. Would you please remain standing for the entrance of the Viceregal Party? Their honors, the Honorable Dr. Wasim Salomon and the Honorable Marie Salomon Dunn and the playing of the Viceregal Salute. And please remain standing, I guess, while we sing "O Canada," everybody together.
Oh
Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. I will now read the statement of purpose of the Royal Commonwealth Society. The Royal Commonwealth Society supports and promotes the modern Commonwealth as a family of nations linked by shared inheritance of common values, institutions, and languages. The legacy includes parliamentary democracy, the rule of law, human rights, and recognition of His Majesty the King as head of the Commonwealth. Your Honors, special guests, ladies and gentlemen, Commonwealth Day is celebrated in 56 countries around the world and in several affiliated territories. All are members of the same Commonwealth, which we are celebrating here today and represent about 1/3 of the world's population. The Commonwealth is a free and voluntary association of nations. The largest event is held at Westminster Abbey in London, England, and it is at this event that His Majesty, King Charles III, head of the Commonwealth, delivers his annual message to the Commonwealth of Nations. Each year, Commonwealth Day has a specific theme as a focus for collaborative thinking and practical action. This year, the theme is unlocking opportunities together for a prosperous Commonwealth. And now I'd like to introduce Miss Martha Deacon. She has a few interesting facts about the King. So I ask Martha to come forward.
Thank you, Bruce. Your honors and guests, good evening. The Commonwealth is one of the great partnerships of the world, where 56 countries, rich and poor, large and small, work together for the common good. Today, as so many of the institutions in our lives are being questioned, we want to share some inspiring stories from King Charles' daily life. As head of the Commonwealth, the King's deeply held values demonstrate his commitment to being a role model in today's evolving world, while also enthusiastically embracing his role as hereditary monarch of one of the world's oldest democracies. It is my privilege this evening to tell you about some aspects of his values and his role as king, which may surprise you and will, I hope, inspire you to understand why we believe the Royal Commonwealth Society is an important part of our country's heritage and that of the 55 other countries which share in it with Canada. Throughout his life, King Charles has been an exceptionally active philanthropist, founding 18 charities and acting as patron or president for more than 400 organizations. His primary vehicle for giving, the King Charles III Charitable Fund, which was formerly the Prince of Wales Charitable Fund, has donated more than 130 million Canadian dollars to various causes since 1979. His charitable work is focused largely on sustainability, education, and young people, including founding the Prince's Trust in 1976 with his $13,500 Royal Navy severance pay. Another distinctive aspect of the King's lifestyle is his intense documentation of natural phenomena. King Charles has maintained phenological records at his Highgrove estate since 1980, noting the exact date of first snowdrops, when swallows arrive, when specific trees leaf out. He has created a 45-year data set that climate scientists now use to track warming patterns, essentially conducting rigorous citizen science, because he understood that knowing your land meant observing it daily with the attention most people reserve for human relationships, not environmental abstractions. King Charles' spiritual practice defies easy categorization. He begins each day with passages from the Bhagavad Gita, incorporates Sufi breathing techniques learned in Turkey, studies Christian mysticism with Benedictine monks, and practices Shinto-inspired gratitude rituals before meals. These practices originate not from dilettante spiritual tourism, but from a genuine conviction that all wisdom traditions point toward the same ecological and ethical truths, and that dogmatic allegiance to single religions creates the very divisions destroying human cooperation. King Charles thinks of himself as the defender of faith, rather than defender of the faith, and lived this truth when he invited Buddhist, Hindu, Jewish, Muslim, and Sikh leaders to his coronation at Westminster Abbey. King Charles' approach to wealth contradicts aristocratic norms. He's worn the same Savile Row overcoat since 1971. He has shoes resoled rather than replaced about a dozen times. He drives a 38-year-old Land Rover around Highgrove because it still works perfectly. And he famously uses every millimeter of toothpaste by cutting tubes open. Courtiers found these habits embarrassingly frugal until they recognized these weren't just simple eccentricities, but also expressions of a worldview where waste equals moral failure, where consuming beyond necessity betrays both environmental responsibility and respect for craftspeople whose work deserves longevity. Perhaps most remarkably, King Charles has maintained the same small circle of close friends since his Cambridge University days. In the 1960s, writers, philosophers, farmers, artists, choosing depth over breadth in relationships, just as he does with everything else. His choices demonstrate that an examined life requires consistency across decades, that authentic living means making choices and inhabiting them fully, rather than chasing novelty, validation, or the exhausting performance of perpetual reinvention that modernity often mistakes for growth. Indeed, the king's life indicates that he thinks of freedom not as the right to do as he pleases, but as the opportunity to do what is right. Thank you.
Thank you, Martha. And I am not one of the ones to cut my toothpaste and get out. I now invite David Ashby, President of the Royal Commonwealth Society of Prince Edward Island, to introduce His Honor, Dr. Wasim Salomon, Lieutenant Governor of Prince Edward Island, who will read the Commonwealth Day message from His Majesty the King, Head of the Commonwealth. President Ashby.
Thanks, Bruce. Your Honors, ladies and gentlemen, it's a great privilege for me to welcome their honors this evening and to introduce the Honorable Dr. Wasim Salomon. His Honor is the 30th Lieutenant Governor of Prince Edward Island since the province entered Confederation in 1873. He took up this appointment in October of 2024. After completing medical and surgical training, he began his career as an otolaryngologist, or otherwise known as an ENT surgeon, at Prince County Hospital in 1989. He retired from active practice in 2017, but continued as Prince County Hospital Medical Director and then Medical Director for West Prince Hospitals until he retired from those positions in 2022. And he's received a number of awards for medical work. So, Your Honor, with that brief introduction, I would invite you to come forward to read the Commonwealth Day message from His Majesty the King, head of the Commonwealth.
Greetings, everyone. I am honored to have this opportunity to share with you the following message from His Majesty King Charles on Commonwealth Day, March 9th, 2026. We join together on this Commonwealth Day at a time of great challenge and great possibility. Across our world, communities and nations face the increasing pressures of conflict, climate change, and rapid transformation. Yet, it is often in such testing moments that the enduring spirit of the Commonwealth is most clearly revealed. Ours is a remarkable association that spans every ocean and continent, embracing an extraordinary diversity of culture, language, and faith. Our Commonwealth family is united by shared values of justice, democracy, opportunity, compassion, and mutual respect. In a world that can feel increasingly fragmented, this voluntary union of free association remains rare and precious, a forum for open and honest discussion and debate to help improve the lives of the nearly 3 billion people who call our member states home. Our Commonwealth of Nations hold untapped potential for prosperous trade between trusting partners. With nearly 2/3 of our population under the age of 30, we are a family defined by youth and possibility. It is our shared responsibility to ensure that they inherit not only hope and ambition, but also a world in which they can flourish. That inheritance depends upon the health of our planet and on the restoration of the natural world on which we depend. Across so many parts of our Commonwealth, climate change is not an abstract or distant threat, but a lived reality. The stewardship of nature, the prosperity secured in harmony with the natural world are duties we owe not only to one another, but to generations yet unborn. As we look ahead to the Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting in Antigua and Barbuda later this year, we are reminded that the great gatherings of our nations are strengthened by the daily endeavors of their people. What distinguishes the Commonwealth is not only what our governments resolve together, but what our people do each day in countless acts of service, enterprise, and creativity. When leaders meet, they do so on behalf of millions whose quiet determination, resilience, and generosity give true meaning to our shared endeavor. Working together, we can ensure that the Commonwealth continues to stand as a force for good, grounded in community, committed to the kind of restorative sustainability that has a return on investment, enriched by culture, steadfast in its care for our planet, and united in friendship and in the service to its people. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor, for attending our Commonwealth Day observance and for reading the important message from His Majesty. And now we come to the affirmation part of the program. Let us now pledge ourselves afresh to uphold and serve the values and fellowship of the Commonwealth. I now invite Commonwealth students who are studying here at UPI and some cadets to read the affirmations found on page 2 of the program, to come forward one at a time. The students and cadets will introduce themselves and what Commonwealth country they are from.
I'm Kidnali Jaisuri and I'm from Sri Lanka. And we affirm that every person possesses unique worth and dignity.
I'm Sarah Cotton, and I'm from Canada. We affirm our belief in justice for all and peace between nations.
My name is Kushi Damri. I'm from Mauritius. We believe that faith and love are the foundation of human relationships.
My name is Nidhi Semwal, and I'm from India. We belong to our nation and to the human family.
I'm Caitlin Mehta, and I'm from the UK. Diversity is a gift to humanity, and all people are worthy of respect.
My name is Erica Chalo, and I'm from Kenya. Through Commonwealth Connection, we see each other, hear each other, learn from one another, and innovate to transform our communities, our nations, and our world.
Would you please join me in the response written on page 2 of the program there? We affirm our belief in the Commonwealth as a powerful influence for good in the world and pledge ourselves to its service now and for the future. Thank you. Now we come to the colorful part of the program for this evening. The flags of the 56 Commonwealth countries will now be presented in alphabetical order. The names of the 56 countries will be announced by Bishop Christopher LePage. We thank you, sir, for assisting us this evening in this important way. The flags will be presented by members of the Sea, Army, and Air Cadets of Canada, the Canadian Cadet Movement, and the Navy League Cadets of Canada. We thank them for their participation and contribution to this evening. For those now living in Canada, from other Commonwealth countries, you're welcome to stand when your national flag is presented. The singing strings will play while the flags are presented. Bishop Christopher LePage, would you please come forward and announce each country's flag?
Because I like to be different. I think there's a light here somewhere. I have no idea where. Anyway, doesn't matter. Does this work? Yes, good. Well, welcome everyone. Oh, look at that. We'll pull the string and there shall be light. I didn't read that in the gospel today. Anyway, so I am the Orthodox Catholic Bishop of Charlottetown, and I have a small diocese and parish, and I'm under the Archbishop of New York, as a matter of fact. He's our primatial Archbishop. But you don't need to know all that. You're more than welcome to come to Mass anytime. 62 Sandstone Road, apartment 301. You're always welcome. Anyway, I have the honor of announcing the countries of the Commonwealth. And so, are we having music accompaniment for this? Not yet? Oh, good. Well, number 1, shall I start? Antigua and Barbuda. Australia. The Bahamas. Bangladesh. Barbados. Belize. Botswana. Brunei Darussalam. Cameroon. Canada. Cyprus. Dominica. Eswatini. Fiji. Gabon. The Gambia. Ghana. Grenada. Guyana. India. Jamaica. Kenya. Kiribati. Lesotho. Malawi. Malaysia. Malaysia, Maldives, Malta, Mauritius, Mozambique, Namibia, Nauru, New Zealand, Nigeria, Pakistan, Papua New Guinea, Rwanda, St. Kitts and Nevis, St. Lucia, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Samoa, Seychelles, Sierra Leone, Singapore, Solomon Islands, South Africa, Sri Lanka, Togo, Tonga, Trinidad and Tobago, Tuvalu, Uganda, the United Kingdom, the United Republic of Tanzania, Vanuatu, Zambia, clergy, Your Honor, the countries of the Commonwealth of Nations.
Thank you, Bishop LePage. We extend a special thank you for the reading of the names of the Commonwealth countries. We also have a thank you for, I think, Lieutenant Evans from 60 Air Cadet Squadron, taking over my old job over there of organizing the cadets and sending them out. And a special thank you to you, cadets, for your flawless performance. And I ask you to remain in position while we continue the evening. We are very pleased, as I said earlier, to have the Singing Strings with us. We thank them and their director, Wendy Evans Forrester, there, and Vivian Chow is at the piano for their performance and attendance tonight. A free will offering will be collected during this interlude, and it'll be used to help meet the work of the Society. Thank you very much, Singing Strings, for filling in for all the evenings. We appreciate this. Unfortunately, things happen. Ladies and gentlemen, we are approaching the end of the formal part of the 2026 Commonwealth Day observance and celebration. I wish to take this opportunity to once again thank everyone who contributed to the success of this evening's performance, including you, ladies and gentlemen, for your attendance this evening. The cadets, officers, and staff under the direction of Captain Roderick Brown. The singing strings under the direction of Wendy Everson. Forrester? Okay. I butcher names all the time, just so you know that. Following the ceremony, everyone is invited to the upper hall for a reception. You may reach the hall through the door to your left, my right, or if you just, when we're all done, just follow the cadets out, but don't go downstairs. Anyone who is interested in joining the Royal Commonwealth Society is most welcome to do so. There'll be a table set up just inside the hall doors with membership forms, and Commonwealth members will be available at the reception to answer any questions you may have. And now, would you please stand if you're able for the singing of the hymn, Let There Be Peace on Earth, accompanied by the singing strings. The words are printed in the program. And following that, I would ask that you remain standing for the singing of the royal anthem, God Save the King, and then the departure of the vice-regal party. Thank you. Color Party Commander, please retire the colors. Colors retired. Thank you, cadets. Now we're going to do the retirement of the Commonwealth flags. I'd ask Captain Hood to take over this duty.
Carry, colors. By the Senate, quick, march.
I'd ask you to remain standing till all the flags are gone. There is a bit of a bottleneck trying to get downstairs. Once again, thank you, Singing Strings, for filling in today, this evening. We really appreciate it. And now, you may join the celebration in the hall for some light refreshments. Thank you, everyone, for coming, and enjoy the rest of the evening.